One. They beat Rich last week in the quarterfinals at home 28-6. Milford has one state championship in their history of playing football. That was in 1993, and they beat the Rich Rebels for that state championship. The Tigers, in their history, not great winning percentage, 232, 393, and 11 in 76 years of playing football, but they've certainly turned that around the last couple of years. This year 9-1, last year it's 7-4. They went 3-1, took second in the South, and lost to Duchesne in the semifinals. Looking to get back to the state championship for the first time in a few years are the Milford Tigers. The Kanab Cowboys have struggled through the regular season. They started off well enough, 2-1 against South Sevier, Beaver, and Richfield, but then lost to Summit Academy and went on a 2 or 3 game losing streak, losing to Duchesne and Layton Christian. They beat Rich and then lost to Milford and Parowan before wrapping up the regular season with a win over Monticello. Now, the Kanab Cowboys last week had to hit the road to play at Layton Christian, and they came up in a big way. After losing to Layton Christian in the regular season 7-0, the Cowboys blasted Layton Christian last week 38-16. Kanab comes in at 5-6. They went 1-2 in the South, and as the number 3 seed from that South region, they look to find some answers in a big way here today. They've shifted their starting lineups a bit. New quarterback is Sam Orton. He started the last couple of games, and they've been very good offensively in those 2 games. 33 points against Monticello, 38 against a big, strong Layton Christian team last week. We've got a little bit more information for you. We've got game time in about 10 minutes from now as the Tigers and the Cowboys get set to face off against each other. And as I mentioned, these teams played once already this year. Kanab held a lead late in the game. Milford scored to take a 29-26 win at Milford. That's the times these teams have played this season. And, of course, for Milford, everything goes through Bryson Barnes, their sophomore quarterback, who's thrown for almost 2,400 yards so far through the 10 games they've played. Bryson Barnes with 121 of 218 for 2,396 yards this season. And that's just a 56% completion percentage, but the bigger thing is 19.8 yards per completion. And here's something else impressive about what Barnes has done this year. 24 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions, and that's as a sophomore. He's been incredibly impressive. Plus, he's the second leading rusher on this Tigers team. 381 yards on the ground, 13 touchdowns. Their leading rusher is Ty Neto, who's at 809 yards on the season, 7 yards per carry, 14 touchdowns, plus a receiving touchdown as well. As for the Kanab Cowboys, the stats not nearly as impressive as what we just went through for Milford. Sam Orton has come in as the starting quarterback the last couple of weeks. He's got 450 yards passing on 55% completion, 3 touchdowns, 2 interceptions, running the ball pretty well, 4.1 yards per carry and a touchdown. Tavenot was the quarterback through most of the first part of the season, had 903 yards through the air. 9 touchdowns, 5 interceptions, but moving some guys around. And I was talking with Coach Bucky Orton just yesterday, head coach of the Cowboys, and he said, you know, we brought in Zach Brayton as a running back. He's provided a major spark in just one game, 26 carries, 101 yards, and a touchdown. They moved Parker Collins back to a tight end position where he was the last couple of years, and that's helped out on the passing offense as well. And sophomore Sam Orton has come in and done a nice job as a quarterback. Coach Orton said that Sam, who is a nephew of Bucky Orton, said that Sam has been, he's been performing real well in the JV games, and they were depleted because of some injuries. They needed to shift things around on offense, and it made sense to just move Tavenot out to a wide receiver slot back type position and put Sam Orton back there at quarterback, and he's performed well. The team has done well, and the last couple of weeks against Monticello and Layton Christian, they've averaged about 35, 36 points a game. So it's been a good move so far for Kanab. We'll see if that continues today against a stingy Milford defense that ranks as the third best defense in 1A football, allowing just 13 points per game this season. They're also scoring 39 points a game this season, so Kanab will have to be on its game defensively to slow down a very tough Milford offense. Now, one thing we may watch for, and as I'm watching it here in the pregame warm-ups, is Parker Collins coming into the game was the leading rusher on this football team for Kanab. He had 266 yards on 60 carries. That's 4.5 yards per carry. Now he's going to be lining up as a tight end in most of the game today, but we may see some plays where he comes out from his tight end position into the backfield and gets handoffs and things like that. Some maybe creative play calling from Bucky Orton. We'll see about that. Kanab and Milford in the semifinals. We'll take another quick break. Be back with more of the pregame show here on MyLocalRadio.com's presentation of Utah 1A playoff football.
They really appreciate every customer at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. They understand that you have lots of options when it comes to purchasing outdoor recreation vehicles. That's why they work hard to earn your business by making sure they understand exactly what you want. They're friends with their customers. When you're happy, they're happy. If you haven't been to their store, they invite you to come visit. And if you've already one of their friends, stop in again soon and check out all of this season's gear. Cash Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on US 91. The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming offers a family dinosaur dig and vacation package that includes digging for fossils at the Wyoming Dinosaur Center, sack lunches, tours of the museum, and lovely clean rooms for a comfortable night's stay. With 3 restaurants to choose from, you and your family will have fun, eat well, and rest easy. Schedule your family dinosaur dig at the Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming today. Call 866-657-1604.
Welcome back to pregame coverage of 1A Utah semifinal football. Kanab sprinting for the end zone. Milford already on the sideline. So we're just about to get underway here at Stewart Stadium, Weber State University in Ogden, Utah. Earlier game today, Duchesne beat Parowan 27-14. The Eagles on to the state championship game for the second consecutive year. They won it last year over Kanab. And they have 6 state titles, the Eagles do, going back to 2006, then, of course, in 4 straight, 10, 11, 12, 13, and last year, 2016. The Milford Tigers have not been to the state championship or not won a state championship since 1993. Kanab Cowboys, most as recently as 2007, won a title. This will be their, well, they've made it to the title game 2 years in a row. Lost 2 years ago to Diamond Ranch, lost last year against Duchesne. Kanab with 9 state titles, including in the 2A ranks. In 1994, they won the state championship. A couple of bits of information about Kanab. They lost to Duchesne, Milford, and Parowan by a combined 12 points. Those are 3 of their losses this season. So against 1A opponents, they've been very competitive. Those 3 losses, as I mentioned, against Duchesne, Milford, and Parowan, a combined 12 points in those losses. Also, they're 5-6, the Kanab Cowboys are. They come into this game 6 losses by an average of 6.8 points. So even in those other losses against a very good Beaver team, against a solid Summit Academy team, a total, the Kanab Cowboys have lost by just an average of 6.8 points. They lost by an average of a touchdown. Also, their 5 losses, when you exclude Summit Academy, are by an average of 4 points. So Kanab has competed well. They've been dealing with a lot of injuries, and Coach Orton feels like and hopes that they're hitting their stride, getting those players back from injury. As for the Milford Tigers, boy, this is a team that's built on offense. They've scored 40-plus points in 6 of the 10 games this season, and they've scored 50 or more in 3 different games this year. 54 against Parowan a couple of weeks ago, 55 at Monticello, and 63 against White Pine, Nevada. Also, Milford leads the state, leads 1A football with 4.2 sacks per game. And as I mentioned earlier, things go through Bryson Barnes. So the sophomore quarterback who threw for almost 2,000 yards as a freshman is close to 2,400 yards this year as a sophomore. 121 of 218, that's a 55% completion percentage, 2,396 yards, 24 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions this season. He does not play like a sophomore quarterback. Looks like Kanab won the toss. They'll defer. And so Milford will receive to start this first half. A little bit more on Bryson Barnes. As I mentioned, he's the second leading rusher on the team. And here's an interesting note. I put his numbers through the math of NFL quarterback rating, and he comes out at a 123.1. Now, the top-rated quarterback in the NFL so far this season, Alex Smith, his rating, 115.4. Tom Brady, the golden boy, 106.5. Aaron Rodgers, before his injury, was at 103.2. Carson Wentz, who's come on strong this season after a good rookie year, he's at 101.6. So that gives you a little frame of reference. You think of how good those quarterbacks performing in the NFL ranks. And Bryson Barnes with a 123 quarterback rating, just unbelievable. 24 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. And he'll get to start here in a moment as Milford will receive the opening kickoff. Excuse me. The Tigers and the Cowboys. These teams met once just a few weeks ago this season. That was Friday, October 6th, about a month ago at Milford. And the Tigers earned the win, 29-26. It was a come-from-behind victory. I apologize on our video freezing issues. Not sure just what's going on. I'll try to investigate and figure that out as we continue to move along in our pregame coverage. Just about to get underway here at Stewart Stadium. Kanab will kick off from south to north at mylocalradio.com. Milford will receive. Kanab comes up to the ball, and then they retreat, line up across the field. Milford with 2 men back deep to return. One of them, dangerous Stetson Wright, averages 20 yards per reception. The other, Colton Pomeranke, who makes the catch at the 10. Down the sideline to the 20, got a little wall to the 30. Stutter steps out to the 35, and clear, still on his feet out near the 40. Colton Pomeranke with a nice return. And a good return, good field position for the Milford Tigers to start. Looks like they'll spot it at the 39-yard line. Milford with a first down and 10 from their own 39. Bryson Barnes in the pistol. Ty Netto behind him. Call it a loaded pistol, I guess. Tight formation. Twins stacked on each side of the line. Stetson right into the backfield. Here's the snap. Barnes pulls it out away from Netto. Runs to his left and has nowhere to go. Tavin Ott with a nice defensive stop. And no gain for Bryson Barnes. They may say he got out to the 40, which would be a gain of 1. It is a gain of 1 for Barnes. Second down and 9. Milford Tigers, bunch receivers, quad, 4 of them on the right side. Barnes takes a low snap. Pressure comes. He steps up to get away from it, but he cannot. And a big hit and a big tackle by Parker Collins, blitzing in from the left side. And if you're going to beat Milford, that's one way to do it, is to push them back, force them into a 3rd and long. Back at the 31, a 9-yard loss. Barnes doesn't get tackled often, doesn't get sacked often. Milford in the black jerseys, red helmets. Kanab in the all whites with red numerals and red stripes down the pant legs. Barnes under center. Now steps back into the shotgun for a 3rd and 18.
Barnes takes the snap, looks right, throws left for Stetson Wright at the low throw. Right makes the grab at about the 44. A nice gain, but it'll be short of a first down. So out to the 44-yard line. Boy, I apologize on this video streaming issue. Not sure what's happening with our camera freezing every few seconds. 13-yard gain, but Milford forced to punt it away. And punt to the sideline. The Cowboys watch it go out. Stetson Wright with that 13-yard reception just moments ago. Bryson Barnes. That puts him over 2,400 yards passing this season. All right, the Kanab Cowboys will take over. Short possession for the Milford Tigers, no first down. And the Cowboys come out. Sam Orton, the quarterback. Some of their other guys on offense. Malcolm Chamberlain, Jake Shakespeare, Dawson Orton, Jackson Giddings, and Dallin Whitesides on the offensive line. Orton in the shotgun, sends Ott in motion, takes the snap, give up middle, and a short gain for, I believe that was Zach Brayton.
Hand off to number 9, Zachariah Brayton. He's tackled by number 6, Ty Netto. Gain of 3, 2nd and 7.
From their own 20-yard line, a gain of 3 to the 23. Not much room to run there for Brayton. Second down, 7 yards to go. Orton in the shotgun, sends Brayton out to the right side where there's trips right. 2 receivers out left. Quick wide receiver bowl screen on the right side, nowhere to go. Well covered by the Milford defense. The catch was made by McDonald. Oh no, that's Marcus Fox. He'll lose a yard. Back to the 22. So Sam Orton 1 of 1, but for -1 yard. A 3rd down and 8, Kanab. No score on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Just underway in this first quarter. And a whistle will blow it dead for the moment. I don't see any flags on the field. Maybe I just didn't see it. A false start. I'm going to have to update that scoreboard camera just a moment. So Kanab pushes themselves back 5 yards in the wrong direction. Back to the 17. .8:39 left to go in the first quarter. Cowboys with a 3rd down and long, deep in their own territory. Orton takes the snap, throws over the middle, and it's incomplete. He was looking over the top for Wyatt Houston and just couldn't quite find him. Good defense. A flag on the field, it looks like. A defensive holding. So 10 yards from the spot and repeat 3rd down. Boy, that puts Kanab in a much better position at the 27-yard line. Clock stopped because of the incomplete pass. 3rd down and 3. Orton from the shotgun. Brings a man in motion. That's Tavin Ott. Fakes the handoff there. Gives to Zach Brayton. And he starts. Looked like he had the first down. Or at least was getting close to it before he ran backwards and was brought down. Ty Netto on the tackle. And no gain on the play. And the Cowboys in a punt situation. Boy, I really apologize on this video stream. I'm not sure what's going on with my connection to the camera. We may have to figure something else out. We're freezing every time. A fair catch called for by Stetson Wright. He pulls it in and catches it at the 37. Milford will take over 1st and 10. 7:58 left to go. First quarter. No score on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Both teams 3 and out so far. Milford with the football from their own 37-yard line. Barnes under center. Now he steps back. Receivers come in tight. He's back under center. Takes the snap. Pitches left side for Netto. A little bit of room across the 40. Wrapped up and pulled down at the 41. And a short gain for Netto on his first carry of the day. Now close to the 41-yard line. Whiteside's on the tackle. 4-yard gain for Netto. Barnes under center, trip to the right side, one out left, Neto in the backfield. He gets the handoff up the middle, nowhere to go. Straight give up the gut, and Jackson Giddings in the backfield broke that play up. Neto lost a couple back to the 39. And that'll bring up a 3rd down and 8 for the Tiger offense. They look to the sideline, check their wristbands, and line up for the play. Stacked receivers in tight, ball near the middle of the field. Barnes in the loaded pistol. Calls for it, steps back, good protection as he looks to throw. Looks left, right, nobody open. Runs to his left, now heaves it deep down the left sideline, and he's got Stetson Wright at the 20 to the 10, breaks a tackle, and he's in. Touchdown, Stetson Wright. The Cowboys just didn't get back into coverage. A 61-yard touchdown pass from Barnes, and you see his arm strength as a sophomore. 61 yards and a score, and Milford takes the lead. Barnes 2 for 2 now. A 61-yard pass there puts him at 74 passing yards in the game and a touchdown. And a flag flies as the Tigers get lined up to kick the extra point. Illegal substitution against Kanab. Boy, and that's how the Tigers, you talk about, maybe a basketball team that lives and dies by the 3. Tigers live and die by the big play. They started that drive from their own 37, went 2 yards forward, 2 yards back, and then 61 yards forward for the score. Here's the extra point. The kick is up and no good, off to the left. 6-0. Milford with the lead on MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. You're tuned into Utah 1A playoff football presented by MyLocalRadio.com.
Hi there, Craig Dearden with Castle Rock Chevrolet right here in Evanston. Of course, it's about finding you that perfect vehicle, but at Castle Rock, it's about a lot more. It's using our experience to get you the best rate. We will get you the vehicle that you've always wanted. It's about knowing your vehicle is in the right hands. Throughout the buying experience here at Castle Rock Chevrolet, we're here for you. If you're ready to buy a new truck, come to Castle Rock. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
Touchdown pass from Bryson Barnes to Tavin Ott. Here's the kickoff from Milford, fielded by the Cowboys at the 40 to about the 41-yard line on the return. From Kyle Blomquist, a sophomore tight end and linebacker. Kanab will have good field position to start this drive. Stetson Wright, 2 receptions, 74 yards, and a touchdown so far in the game. He came in with 29 receptions for 576 yards and 2 touchdowns. Kanab looking to answer, trailing 6-0 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Orton signals out to his left, brings Ott in motion, takes the snap from the shotgun, throws over the middle, and throws short, incomplete. And a flag flies in, 2 flags, one from the side, one from the back. And this may be a pass interference or defensive holding. Officials discuss for a moment here. And here's the call.
On the defense, number 11.
Pass interference. It's a 15-yard penalty. Gives the Cowboys a first down. Out at the Milford 44. Orton again from the shotgun, takes the snap, throws down the right side. He's got Parker Collins, and it was just in and out of his fingertips. Collins had beat the defense, but Orton's pass just a little bit too far. Kanab started this drive at their own 41. 2nd down and 10. Milford on top. 6-0. MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. 6:30 left to go, first quarter. Orton from the shotgun. Man on his left side is Brayton. He goes in motion out to the left. Pressure coming from the right side, and Orton just tucks it, cuts his losses, and loses a few. Looks like they'll spot it back at the 47. And not sure if that was a designed quarterback keeper or if he just made a quick decision. Either way, a loss of 3. And Kanab's offense not finding any success so far. They went 3 and out on their first possession. They have 1 first down on this drive, but that was courtesy of a pass interference against Milford. Orton from the shotgun for a 3rd and 13. 5:52 on a running clock left in the first quarter. Orton sends a man in motion and a flag flies. We may have a delay of game, and I think that is exactly what the call turns out to be. Kanab pushing themselves the wrong direction for 5 more yards. They were at the Milford 47. Now they're back at their own 48. Back across midfield. Duchesne beat Parowan today, 27-14. The Eagles await the winner of this one. If it's Kanab, it would be a 2nd consecutive year Duchesne versus Kanab state championship game. Milford looking to make it Eagles-Tigers in the title game. Stacked receivers, twins left, twins right. Orton calls for the snap from the shotgun, looks right. His man was on the ground as he looked for Tavin Ott. He tucks it, tries to run, can't go anywhere. Ott must have just slipped down, and Orton loses a few back to the 44. As Milford defense so far all over the field. As the clock continues to run in the first quarter. Maybe a coverage sack there. A loss of 3. And the Cowboys will have to boot it away. Fielded by Wright at the 16. Starts left, goes right, slips down, loses the ball. I thought his elbow went down. He should have been down there at the 18, or the 23 rather. He fell on it on the loose ball, and the Cowboys take over. Zechariah Brayton on the tackle. So Kanab picks up 1 first down on that last drive, but no more. And Milford takes over. 1st and 10 with 5:06 from their own 23-yard line. 5:06 left in the first. Barnes fakes the handoff, throws out to his right. The catch is made, but a quick and hard hit on Cole Wilson, or no, Jackson Davis rather, who came in with 30 receptions, 403 yards, and 6 touchdowns in the season. A 1-yard gain on that completion. Barnes 3 for 3, 75 yards and a touchdown. Ball out to the right hash as Milford faces a 2nd and 9. Trips out to the left side, 1 man right. Loaded pistol. Barnes, Neto the deep man. Barnes from the shotgun calls for the snap. Pressure coming. He heaves it down the right sideline. He's got his man, and it's just overthrown. Cole Wilson had a step or 2 on the defense. Barnes, I think he delivered it right about where he needed to, but Wilson just couldn't quite get his fingers on it. First incompletion of the day for Bryson Barnes, the top quarterback in 1A football. By yardage, he's 15th in all classifications. Barnes in the shotgun. Calls for it on a 3rd and 9. Starts, looks to his right, looks left. Pressure comes. He'll try to get away to the 25. Tripped up, pulled down. Maybe a horse collar looking type tackle. Milford fans furious that they don't get the flag. All kinds of reactions of fans grabbing their own collars to tell the officials, hey, that should have been a horse collar tackle, flag, and a penalty to move the chains. Instead, it's a gain for Barnes out to the 28-yard line, 5 yards on the run, and Milford into a punting situation. From the 27, rather, a 4-yard gain. Punt and fielded by Tavin Ott. He starts to his right, got some blockers across the 40 to the 45, still on his feet near midfield, finally wrapped up, and he'll be brought down about the 48. Colton Pomeranke on the tackle. So the Tigers went 3 and out, then 3 and a score, 61-yard touchdown pass from Barnes to right, and then 3 and out. Kanab, 3 and out, 3 and out. We'll see what they do on this possession with 3:33 left to go in the ball in this first quarter. And Kanab leading 6-0 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Kanab will start from their own 49-yard line. Orton in the shotgun, 2 receivers right, 2 wide left. Brayton back to block, throw out to the right side. Collins makes the catch, breaks a tackle, dives forward, and he'll be a yard shy of the first down.
Pass complete to number 44,
Parker Collins. Through most of the first about 6 or 7 games of this season, Collins was the lead running back for this Kanab team. A big, strong, bruising back. To the 42, that was a 9-yard gain. Orton again from the shotgun, takes the snap, gives up the middle. Brayton with the first down, not much more though. He fought his way, danced up to the 40. And moved the chains for Kanab. Brayton with 3 carries, 5 yards in the game. Milford defense has been solid so far. That's the first down of this game for the Kanab Cowboy offense, other than they picked up a first down on a penalty. Orton in the shotgun, 2 receivers left, 2 out wide right. Takes the snap, looks to his right, now throws over the middle. Had Collins for a second, 3 defenders there, and it's through the hands and incomplete. Quickly discovering that Collins is the favorite, if not the favorite, at least one of the favorite targets for Sam Orton, the quarterback. 2nd down and 10. Cowboys at the Milford 40-yard line. After a nice punt return by Tavenot. Trips to the left side. Collins out wide on the right. He's a tight end, but he's lined up as a wide receiver. Throw out to the left side. Catch is made. Nice grab by the Cowboys. I believe Cody Stubbs on the reception. A quick tackle by Gus Thompson and a short gain for Kanab to the 38. 2 yards. Sam Orton, 3 of 5, 10 yards through the air. He's in the shotgun to ball in the left hash. Trips to the left side. Orton back to throw. He's got Collins caught at the 30 down the right sideline, and Collins will score to the 10-5. Yes, he's in. Touchdown. Cowboys have tied it up. Sam Orton delivered a nice, strong, quick pass, and Parker Collins did the rest. 38-yard touchdown from Orton to Collins. And that drive, 5 plays, 51 yards. Kanab will look to take the lead here, as I believe it's Cody Stubbs. Or no, the extra point kick is up and good by Carter Jackman. And the Cowboys lead 7-6 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard.
On the construction site, time is money. The professionals at Ellingford Brothers have top quality cement ready to go whenever and wherever you need it. Make sure your timelines are met. Have everything you need delivered right to your job site. Whether it's ready mix concrete, custom crushed sand and gravel, pit run or road base, with 2 dedicated batch plants, you can count on Ellingford Brothers, delivering on time for generations. 221 County Road in Evanston.
Minute 54 left in this first quarter, and the Cowboys take a lead. A 5-play, 51-yard drive, 38-yard touchdown pass from Sam Orton to Parker Collins. Puts the Cowboys up. Well, that tied it. The extra point was good. Milford failed on their extra point attempt. And that's the difference so far in this game. Sam Orton, 4 of 6, 48 yards, or 48 yards and a touchdown. Parker Collins, 2 receptions, 47 yards, and a touchdown. Milford awaiting the kickoff, and this time Kanab coming out of the huddle just boots it away deep immediately. Tigers are ready for it. Stetson Wright fields it, tries to go right side, tries to cut back left, but he has nowhere to go. A.J. Foster slowed him down and just about brought him down. A short return for Wright, about 14 yards. Out to the 28-yard line. Milford takes over, 1st and 10, trailing 7-6 on the Stacey's Repair scoreboard. Bryson Barnes, 3 of 4, 75 yards and a touchdown through the air, but the Tigers went 3 and out on their last possession. Trips out to the left, one receiver right. Barnes fakes the pitch, hands off to Neto right side, and he's got nowhere to go. Good job by the Cowboys to just not get pushed where the Milford blockers wanted to take them. Short gain for Neto, maybe 1 yard. Ty Neto, 3 carries, 3 yards so far in the game. Came in with 109 rushing yards on 117 carries. That's 6.9 yards per carry, plus 14 touchdowns, and he's a dangerous receiving threat. 28 yards per reception. 2nd down and 9 for the Milford offense. Tight set to twin receivers right and left, and they're stacked rather. He throws quickly out to the right, does Barnes. Finds Jackson Davis for a short gain on that quick out to the 33. So 4 yards on that pass and catch. Davis with his 2nd reception of the day. Ball in the right hash for a 3rd and 5. Trips left, Barnes in the pistol. Calls for it, pressure comes, he throws over the middle, got his man 1st down. And I believe the reception was Cole Wilson, his 1st of the day. He's the leading receiver in 1A by far. 35 receptions, that's number 36 for 795 yards. That one goes for 10 out to the 43. And Milford moves the chains. Cole Wilson, a big play threat. 23 yards per reception, 9 touchdowns this season. 1st down for the Tigers. Stetson Wright in motion in the backfield. Barnes takes the snap, fakes the handoff, throws out for Barnes throws out for Wright. The pass a little too hot and a little too high. Luckily for Milford, it was a forward pass. If that had been a backward pass and gone incomplete, sailed out of bounds, it would have been a loss of about 7 or 8 yards. Instead, it's just an incompletion. And Milford has a 2nd down and 10 from its own 43. Kanab on top, 7-0. MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Closing seconds of the 2nd quarter. Barnes back to throw, fakes to his left. Pressure comes, and they spin him down at the 30. The pressure from Dawson Orton, I believe, may have been actually Jackson Giddings, one of the leaders on the team in sacks. He is the sack leader for the Kanab Cowboys. And that should take us to the end of the 1st quarter as Barnes is brought down back. Looks like they'll spot it at the 32. That would be a loss of 11. Timeout on the field. Oh, no, not timeout. Between quarters. Our 1st quarter has come to an end. We'll head for the 2nd quarter. Back after this on MyLocalRadio.com. If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com has what you want. Watch your teams live or browse the tens of thousands of photographs of Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho high school events, from speech and drama competitions, rodeo, an array of different athletics, activities, community events, and so much more. Visit MyLocalRadio.com today and find what you're looking for. We're back at Stewart Stadium, Weber State University in Ogden. End of the 1st quarter, and Kanab leads 7-6 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Milford struck first, a 61-yard pass from Barnes to Wright. The Cowboys answered a few possessions later. Sam Orton found Parker Collins. It was a short pass, and Collins ran about 30 of the 38 yards after the catch. Kanab converted on the extra point attempt and leads 7-6. 3rd down and 21 after the sack by Jackson Giddings. Milford, Kanab both lined up ready to go. The officials not, as they come out of their huddle and get set up in their positions. Whitecap official talking with the Kanab's sideline line judge. And Milford's fans not happy about something. A lot of cries from the Milford sideline. They may have just determined that it's 4th down for the Tigers. They picked up a first down at the 43. My cameraman says it is 4th down. I've got that it should be 3rd down. An incomplete pass, and then the sack was 1st and 2nd down. Is there another play that I failed to mark down? Either way, Milford's going to have to punt it away. Calling for the fair catch. The Cowboys, and it through the hand of Tavenot, and then he's hit by Colton Pomerinky. At the 33-yard line, Kanab takes over 1st and 10. 11:52 left to go, 2nd quarter. Kanab with the football after Milford's punt. Orton in the shotgun. 2 receivers left, 2 wide right. Takes the snap. It was a bit low, but he pulled it in. Fakes a couple of throws, and then he is leveled. Boy, if he held on to that football, I'm not sure how. Some impressive strength from Orton just to keep a hold of that football. But he loses a few yards back to the 29. Both teams getting a lot of pressure defensively on their opponent. Cowboys a 2nd down, 14. Screen play out to the left side. Catch is made, and the ball pops loose. Milford scoops it up. Pomerinky down the right side to the 20. Cuts back to the 15, and he's tripped up to the 10. And a short, what would have been a short gain for Cody Stubbs and the Kanab offense turns into a disaster. On a fumble, Orton made the touchdown saving tackle. Fumble recovery by Pomerinky. And Milford with a short field to work with, 10:59 left in this first half. Tigers take over at the Kanab 10. Barnes in the shotgun. Takes the snap, pitches to Neto. He's through the defense into the end zone. Touchdown Milford, and you can hear that Milford crowd. They're excited about that. As Milford takes the lead, a 10-yard touchdown run by Ty Neto. Ty Neto had gone 3 carries for 3 yards before that 10-yard run. And Milford takes advantage immediately of that Kanab turnover. Tigers going to go for 2. Barnes runs to his right, and he'll be stopped short. He was looking for the pass, but nobody was open. So he tucked it, did what he could, fell short, 12-7. Milford back on top. MyLocalRadio.com presents Utah 1A playoff football.
When you buy or sell real estate, it's important to work with a realtor that has experience, is knowledgeable about the market that you're interested in, and has your best interest at heart. At Bear Lake Realty, you'll find all of these traits plus more when you work with Gary McKee and his professional team. So whether you're buying or selling land, a home, a summer home, or a quarter share, make sure you're working with the best real estate team. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty today.
Back at Stewart Stadium, the campus of Weber State University in Ogden. Game earlier today, Duchesne beat Parowan. (27-14). Milford forces a fumble. Picked up by Pomeranke, returned to the 10-yard line for Milford, returned to the Kanab 10, and Ty Neto runs it in from 10 yards out to put Milford on top. They fail in two-point conversion. Cowboys run a little trick play, and Cody Stubbs out on the left side. Looks like the Cowboys will actually lose a couple of yards on a reverse on that kick return. Out to the 23-yard line. Kanab 1st and 10 from their own 23.
To the 23-yard line, 1st and 10 for the Kanab Cowboys.
So Kanab down 12-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Stacked receivers, 2 right, 2 left. Orton in the shotgun, calls for it. Takes the snap, gives to Zach Brayton, and he works his way forward to the 25 for a short gain of just 2. Cowboy running game pretty much non-existent so far. Orton, 1 carry, minus 3 yards. Brayton, 4 carries, 7 yards. Milford's hasn't been much better outside of that 10-yard touchdown run by Neto. Tigers have 19 rushing yards total, including that 10-yard run. Trips to the right side. Orton back looking to throw. Pump fakes. Now throws over the middle. Pass interference. A flag flies as Ty Neto makes the interception. Returns to the 20, the 35 to the 30. Finally wrapped up, and he's still on his feet, though, driving forward. Whistles finally blow it dead at about the 23 of Kanab. But this one's coming back. Pass was intended, I believe, for Marcus Fox. And Milford fans calling out, that's horrible. They don't agree with the call coming, which is almost certainly a pass interference against Milford. Will negate the interception and give Kanab the football and a 1st down. Here's the call from the official. And here's the reaction from the Milford fans. I didn't have a great angle to make a call, but it certainly, from where I'm sitting, looked like a lot of contact. Out to the 40-yard line on the penalty. Second pass interference of the day against Milford. It's 40 yards on 3 penalties against the Tigers. Trips on the right side. And here's the give up the middle. Short gain for Zach Brayton. Again, about 2 yards. Hasn't been a lot of running room for the Cowboy offense. To the 42-yard line. Brayton, 5 carries, 9 yards in the game. A 2nd down and 8 for the Cowboy offense. Orton in the shotgun, trips to the right side, takes the snap, gives to Brayton going right side, and he'll be wrapped up in the backfield, still on his feet, trying to get something. And I said Brayton, but that's actually Wyatt Houston on the carry. In motion from the left side, and he loses a bunch. Trying to do something with nothing, and goes back 5 yards to the 35 to bring up a 3rd and 15. Milford fans fired up about that as the Cowboys take a timeout. We'll take one too. Utah 1A playoff football on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you buy or sell real estate, it's important to work with a realtor that has experience, is knowledgeable about the market that you're interested in, and has your best interest at heart. At Bear Lake Realty, you'll find all of these traits plus more when you work with Gary McKee and his professional team. So whether you're buying or selling land, a home, a summer home, or a quarter share, make sure you're working with the best real estate team. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty today.
back at Stewart Stadium where the Milford Tigers lead 12-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Kanab with a 3rd down and 15. Orton from the shotgun. Rolls to his right, gets around the defense. Pressure comes as he throws. He's got Collins near midfield. 1st down and a little more across the 50-yard line. And what a read by Orton and by Collins to cut back toward the middle of the field. And that's a dangerous pass throwing against his body, but it worked out for Sam Orton. And now a flag flies in. I think we'll have a sideline warning against Kanab. On their sideline is where the flag came in. That pass completion all the way down to the Milford 48. 17 yards. Puts Sam Orton at 6 of 8 for 75 yards and a touchdown. Parker Collins with 3 receptions, 64 yards. Orton again in the shotgun, takes the low snap, looks left, looks right, throws over the middle, and he's lucky that wasn't picked off. Ty Neto stepped in front of the route and just about took it the other way.
2nd and 10 Cowboys on the 47-yard line in Milford territory.
A 2nd down and 10 for the Kanab offense at the Milford 48. Throw out to the left side, and Tavenot, I believe, hauls it in. He's hit hard immediately. A nice grab by Ott and a short gain. Ty Neto on the tackle. Down to the 44. About a 3.5, 4-yard gain. Ott with the reception there. His first reception of the day. Well, and I apologize on this freezing video. We'll get that fixed at halftime for sure. Orton throws over the middle, and it's almost intercepted. That throw was low and a bit behind his intended receiver, Wyatt Houston. And that's a couple of passes in the last 3 that Sam Orton has been fortunate have not been intercepted. He's 7 of 11 for 79 yards in the game. And Kanab faces a 4th down and 8, or 7 rather, and they'll boot it away. A high punt, spiral, and takes a bounce into the end zone. It bounced right about the 2, and Kanab had it covered, but just not quite there in time to down it. So Milford will take over, 1st and 10 from their own 20. 7:43 left to go in the first half. And Milford on top 12-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Again, our apologies on the video freezing issues. We'll get that worked out, fixed during halftime for sure. Milford with the football, 1st and 10 from their own 20. Barnes takes the snap, gives to Neto up the middle, and he dives across the 25.
Hand off to number 6, Ty Neto. Brought down by number 58, Jackson Giddy. Gain of 5, 2nd and 5 at the 25.
$7:15 left to go first half. Barnes throws out to the right. He's got Pomeranke. Nice snag on the sideline. Quick wrap up by 4 or 5 Cowboys. Pomeranke with the reception. Barnes with that completion, 6 of 8. They spot that out at the 33-yard line. That's another 8 yards. 97 passing yards. Been sacked twice for a loss of 20. Milford on top, 12-7. Starting a drive, 1st down. Barnes sends right in motion. Takes the snap, pulls it away from Neto on the read option, but Kanab defense all over that. Barnes goes nowhere. May have lost half a yard.
Keeper number 10, Bryson Barnes. Tackle for loss by number 84, John Sims.
So a loss of 1 on the play back to the 32. Barnes 3 carries, 5 yards in the game. He's in the shotgun. Trips to the left, 2 receivers right, empty backfield besides Barnes in the shotgun. And now he looks to the sideline, gets a new play call, looks to his wristband and steps back in there for the play. Backs up, looks to throw, rolls right. He's got a man wide open down deep. Jackson Davis, no. Ty Neto makes the catch at the 30 to the 10, 5. Touchdown, Ty Neto. And he just got past everybody. A mix-up in coverage. Nobody back deep for Kanab. And a 68-yard touchdown pass from Bryson Barnes to Ty Neto. That's the second 60-plus yard passing touchdown of the day for Bryson Barnes. And now Kanab in some trouble. Barnes bought some time with his feet and then found Neto down the right sideline. The kick is up and good. And the Tigers lead 19-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. We'll take a quick break and be back on Utah 1A playoff football on MyLocalRadio.com.
When you buy or sell real estate, it's important to work with a realtor that has experience, is knowledgeable about the market that you're interested in, and has your best interest at heart. At Bear Lake Realty, you'll find all of these traits plus more when you work with Gary McKee and his professional team. So whether you're buying or selling land, a home, a summer home, or a quarter share, make sure you're working with the best real estate team. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty today.
A 68-yard touchdown pass from Bryson Barnes. He rolled to his right, threw it deep to Ty Neto. Neto made the catch and sprinted down the sideline for 6 more points. Milford leads 19-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Kanab led for a little while at 7-6. Short kick, it's a squib. Houston picks it up at the 20. To his left to the 25, and that's as far as he'll get. A short kick return. Milford fired up, playing with a lot of emotion and energy, and the Cowboys need to find some of that emotion and energy, trailing 19-7 by 2 scores. 1st and 10 at their own 25-yard line. Bryson Barnes, 7 of 9, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns so far in this first half. That puts him at almost 2,600 passing yards in the season. Sam Orton, 7 of 11, 79 yards and a touchdown. Trips to his left, 1 man out right. Ball in the right hash. He throws over the middle. He's got Tavenot at the 30, and he is wrapped up, hit down at about the 34. That'll be a gain of about 8. A flag flies in, maybe a targeting or a helmet-to-helmet hit. Orton was being whipped down when the defense came in and lowered the head on a hit. He put it out at the 33-yard line. Kanab ready to run the play, but the officials still discussing what the penalty is. Illegal helmet contact, personal foul against Milford, and you can hear their fans not happy about it. That's another 15 yards in penalties, puts them at 4 penalties for 55 yards in the game. And it gives Kanab a 1st down and 10. It would have been 2nd and 2, instead 1st and 10 at their own 48. Orton in the shotgun. 1 man on his left hip, takes the snap. A lot of pressure comes and he throws. He's got Tavenot at the 45, and he gets back to the line of scrimmage, maybe a little more to the 50. A short gain. Tavenot with his 3rd reception. Right to midfield. Parker Collins, 3 receptions, 64 yards and a touchdown, leading receiver for Kanab. Their leading rusher, Zach Brayton, 5 carries, just 9 yards. Neither team has done much on the ground. Milford's leading rusher, Ty Neto, 5 carries, 18 yards, including a 10-yard touchdown run. 2 receivers right, 2 out wide left, and the official calls a timeout for the moment. Oh, the clock maybe had stopped running. He noticed that, gets it running again, and now gives the Cowboys the whistle to go. 2 receivers left, 2 out wide right. Orton again in the shotgun. Brings Fox in motion, takes the snap, good pocket, throws over the middle. It's tipped and almost intercepted. Looking for Parker Collins, and that was a tight window that Orton was trying to fire through. Again, lucky that that's about the 3rd pass. He's been lucky was not intercepted. Orton 8 of 13 for 87 yards and a touchdown. 3rd down and 8 for the Cowboy offense, trailing 19-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Right at midfield, Cowboys line up, attacking left to right. Attacking, that's north to south here at Weber State. Orton heaves it down the left sideline. He's got his man, and is it caught? It was! Through the contact, Caden McDonald makes the grab down at about the 15. Colton Pomeranke on the coverage, and what a throw by Sam Orton. Hits Caden McDonald in stride down to the 13-yard line. A 37-yard strike. Caden McDonald's first catch of the day. Came in with 23 catches for 170 yards. Cowboys up to the line of scrimmage. Ball on the left hash. Taking their time. Orton in the shotgun. Throws back to his left. Pressure came and he threw it for Orton but missed. Orton 9 of 15, 124 yards and a touchdown. 2nd down and 10, the Cowboy offense. Cowboys and Tigers both throwing the football quite a bit this afternoon. 19-7. Milford with the lead. Trips on the right side. Orton from the shotgun. Bit of a low snap. Takes it, fakes the throw. Then he does throw it. It's caught at the 10. Down to about the 6-yard line. Goes Tavin Ott, who's gone from quarterback this season to primary target of Sam Orton. Down to the 6-yard line. That's a 7-yard gain. Ott's 4th reception of the day, 21 yards. And that brings up a 3rd down and 3. Kanab can get a 1st down about the 3-yard line. Take the snap. Orton gives up the middle. Brayton nowhere to go. He spun around back to the line of scrimmage, and that's it. I know Kanab has a good kicker in Carter Jackman. He's been very good at extra points this season. They may, I wouldn't be surprised to see them kick an extra point or a field goal here. I also wouldn't be surprised to see them go for it. They've brought the tee out on a 4th down and 3. Now here's the one factor to consider for sure as Milford calls for a timeout. We'll keep it right here. 2:45 left to go in the 2nd quarter. If Kanab scores the field goal, they'd still be down by 9, which is still down by 2 scores. So if you're factoring in that kind of a consideration, it's really a moot point, as the touchdown or the field goal would only get you within 9, which is still 2 scores away. 19-7, Milford on top. They've scored on big plays. A 61-yard pass from Barnes to right, a 10-yard run after a fumble put Milford on the Kanab 10. Neto ran it in from 10 yards out, and then a 68-yard pass from Barnes to Neto. Kanab thought about it, talked about it. They've changed their mind. They had brought the tee out and looked like they were going to go for the field goal. Now they call the timeout, come back out, lined up to go for 2. Tavin Ott is the quarterback for this one. He calls for the snap, steps back, fades it down to the left corner of the end zone, and it's incomplete. On a 4th and 3, Cowboys went for the score. Defense was there on the pass attempt, and it's incomplete. Tavin Ott. And the Cowboys come up just short. Turn it over on downs. Milford will take over 1st and 10 with 2:39 left to go in the first half from their own 6-yard line. And boy, don't rule out another Milford score. You guarantee that's what they're looking for here with 2:39. That's plenty of time for an offense that has struck in 1:12, 1:39, and 6 seconds. Barnes takes the snap, gives to Neto left side. He's wrapped up, breaks a tackle, and dives out to the 10. A decent gain on 1st down for Neto, who's now at 6 carries for 22 yards. Almost half of those coming on one run, a 10-yard touchdown run that at the time gave Milford the lead back. They were down 7-6 through a lot of this for a good portion of the first half. But took that 12-7 lead and then scored on their next possession to go up 19-7. 2nd down and 6. Give to Neto left side. He's got a lot of room to run. Ott hits him, and then he's wrapped up from behind and drugged down to the 23 on a big gain of 13 yards. And that was a big hole on that left side of the offensive line. Let's give some credit to those big boys up front from Milford. Offensive line on the left side. Ike Keller, Trey Williamson, Sid Hardy, the center. Barnes takes the snap, back to throw. Pressure comes, and he just has to tuck it and take the sack. Jake Shakespeare in on the sack, back at the 15. That's the 3rd sack of the day on Barnes. That one for a loss of 8. Time running down. Milford not showing a lot of urgency with 1:20 left in the first quarter, or first half rather. Milford received to start the game, so Kanab will receive the opening kick of the second half. Tigers up to the line of scrimmage. Barnes under center, takes the snap, fakes the pitch, then gives to Neto on a 2nd and long. He's got across the 20, out near the 25 before he stopped, pushed back, ball popped out, and the Cowboys believe they have it. I haven't seen official indication from the official. Now there it is. The Cowboys do have it. A fumble recovered by A.J. Foster. And the Cowboys, boy, they needed that. 57.6 seconds left in the first half. And now can they take advantage of it? 1st and 10 at the Milford 22. Neto had picked up about 8 yards on that carry before coughing it up. Orton looks left and throws down the right sideline looking for Collins, and it's intercepted but out of bounds. He was battling with Stetson right there on the sideline, and Wright made the catch, but he was out. So Orton dodges a bullet. Another pass that very well could have been intercepted by the Milford defense. And the Cowboys can take another crack or two at it. 52.6 seconds left. First half. Milford fans not happy. Thought it may have been an offensive pass interference. Ball in the right hash. Orton with trips on the left side. Collins the lone man on the right. Orton takes the snap, throws over the middle. It was a bit behind Marcus Fox, and he couldn't pull it in. So the pass intended for Fox. He was looking for his 2nd reception, but incomplete. Orton 10 of 18, 131 yards and a touchdown in the first half. Several lucky drops or failed interceptions for the Milford defense. A 3rd down and 10 for the Kanab offense. Orton in the shotgun. 2 receivers stacked right, 2 stacked left. Wyatt Houston in motion. Orton back looking to throw, goes down the middle of the field looking for Houston, and it's Houston was more toward the middle. The throw was more toward the outside. Falls incomplete. And it'll be 4th down and 10. And interesting, as Kanab has plenty of time still, 43.9 seconds and 2 timeouts. They take one of them here. Plenty of time, though, to pick up a first down or two rather than just go for the end zone 3 or 4 straight times. Now, my apologies on our freezing video. I know we've missed a few of the plays during the game. We've also had KSL, who we have to video stream this game to, had a Flash browser error, so some of the stream was lost because of that as well. That may have been part of our freezing issues on this end in addition to that. Milford leads 19-7. They took a 6-0 lead early. Kanab answered and converted on their extra point attempt. Kanab led 7-6 for a good portion of the first half, but then Milford answered, led 12-7, scored again. It's 19-7. 2 60-plus yard passing touchdowns from Barnes to his receivers. Orton in the shotgun on a 4th and 10. Rolls to his left. He's got room, time to throw. He makes the throw. It's complete at the 10 to Marcus Fox.
Pass is complete to number 88, Marcus Fox.
Fox with a nice catch, and then he just slides down at the 9. A 13-yard gain. And Orton with a good, accurate pass while he was on the move. First down and goal. Motion, and Ott gets the handoff, maybe gained a yard. Kanab has 1 timeout left, and they may have just taken it with 22.5 seconds left to go in this first half. We'll keep it right here and thank some of our sponsors. Our broadcast today is brought to you in part by Ellingford Brothers in Evanston with custom fabrication, toolboxes, vehicle accessories, camper accessories, trailers. Always call Ellingford Brothers first. 307-789-1515. That's 307-789-1515. You can also visit ellingfordbros.com. Our game today is also brought to you in part, the broadcast, by Bear Lake Realty for all your real estate needs in the Bear Lake area. If you're looking for beachfront, room with a view, a secluded mountain retreat, or whatever it is you're looking for in real estate in the Bear Lake area, visit bearlakerealty.com. Buy now and start enjoying beautiful Bear Lake. Visit bearlakerealty.com. 22.5 seconds left to go. Second quarter. Milford on top, 19-7. Kanab knocking on the door. A 2nd down and goal from the 9. Snap. Orton looks right, looks back left. Pressure comes, and he'll be brought down back at the 16. And now Kanab has to get off a play in a hurry. Milford fans like that. 10, 9, 8 seconds left. Time running down. And Orton will spike it on 3rd down to bring up a 4th and goal from the 16-yard line. A loss of 7 on that sack, and Orton, he didn't hold it. I mean, he obviously did hold it too long. Ultimately, it didn't seem like he'd held it that long. The pressure came pretty quick. Looks like the Kanab Cowboys will attempt a field goal here. They've got the tee out, and Milford may take a timeout to set up their defense against the field goal. Milford Tiger receivers down in front of us on the west side of Stewart Stadium. Milford fans on this visitor's side. Kanab, or on the home side rather. Kanab on the visitor's side across the field. Duchesne beat Parowan earlier today, 27-14. So the Eagles on to their 2nd consecutive state championship game. They'll face the winner. They await the winner of these two teams. Milford on top, 19-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Invite you to stay tuned for our halftime show. I'll give you some stats and highlights of this first half action. Kanab, now with Milford's timeout, they're going to take the opportunity to run a play. They were lined up to kick the field goal. It would have been about a About a 30-yard field goal. Instead, they'll run a 4th down and goal, a play. Orton in the shotgun, trips out to his right, one receiver left. Rolls to his left, the short side of the field, throws in the end zone, and he can't quite connect. Boy, with 1 second left, Milford will take over, turnover on downs. Intended receiver. Not sure who that was out there, maybe Matt Glover. And he was open, but the throw just a bit low. So Orton will finish the first half 11 of 21 for 144 yards and a touchdown. And Milford takes over. And it looks like they'll just take a knee and send it to halftime. Rob, again, up on the roof, running my camera. Let's just stay where you are for a minute, as probably one of these teams, cheer teams or drill teams, will perform. If that happens, then we'll have you pack up the camera and come down here. If that doesn't happen, then come as soon as we know. In the meantime, it's 19-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Milford with the lead as we head for the half. Tigers on top. We'll be back right after this on MyLocalRadio.com.
Light up your world with a custom-built LED sign from Rocky Mountain Sign in Evanston. It's a proven fact that signage that lights up creates more attention. So light it up and then add text, images, and video, and your sign becomes even more powerful. Start sharing your advertising messages and information with your customers today. The team at Rocky Mountain Sign provides all types of quality signage that is custom-built and maintained. Call today for a free quote. Rocky Mountain Sign, 307-789-5202. Rocky Mountain Sign, serving customers in Wyoming, Utah, and Idaho.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. The Wind River Hotel and Casino in Riverton, Wyoming has teamed up with the Riverton Golf and Country Club to bring you great golf getaway packages for the whole family. Come for a couple of days, golf, eat, relax, tour the Wind River Indian Reservation, and enjoy the Native American tribal dancers. Pet rooms are available so you can bring the whole family and stay. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
Welcome back to halftime, where the Milford Tigers lead the Kanab Cowboys 19-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Looks like we're not going to have a performance from either the drill teams or cheer squads, so we're going to change things around here at the half to get our camera functioning better. In the meantime, some first half highlights and stats, and then we'll take a quick break. The Kanab Cowboys, through the air, not bad, 133 yards. Sam Orton went through for 144. He was sacked 3 times for a loss of 11. Make that a little bit more than that. Loss of 18. So 128 yards passing offense in the first half for Kanab. Not a bad first half for Orton. 11 of 21, 144 yards and a touchdown. A few of his passes could easily have been intercepted, but that just didn't happen. And luckily for the Kanab Cowboys, they trailed 19-7. The Milford Tigers in that first half, boy, Bryson Barnes as deadly today as he has been much of this season. 7 of 9, 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. And, yeah, do you want to go right over there? 165 yards, 2 touchdowns. Milford with 137 yards through the air, 48 yards on the ground. And I've got Kanab with just 2 rushing yards in that entire first half. They didn't run it a whole lot. Zach Brayton ran it 6 times for 9 yards, and Sam Orton attempted 1 rushing attempt. Wyatt Houston once, Tavenot once. But so far, Milford, the big difference has been those 2 long touchdown passes, and then Kanab's fumble deep in their own territory, and Milford's ability to convert on that. We'll take a quick break, and we'll be back with more of your halftime show. We'll get that camera up and running again. Back after this, as MyLocalRadio.com presents 1A Utah playoff football.
Having a cabin close to home where you can get away for a day or 2 or a week at a time is something many people dream of but think it will never happen because owning 2 homes is a stretch. Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty has the solution. Quarter shares, you own 1/4 of the property. It's similar to a timeshare, except there are only 3 others who share time in your property. It's simple, cost-effective, and a wonderful way to have it all. Call Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty today, 435-946-8888.
Hi there, Craig Dearden with Castle Rock Chevrolet right here in Evanston. Of course, it's about finding you that perfect vehicle, but at Castle Rock, it's about a lot more. It's using our experience to get you the best rate. We will get you the vehicle that you've always wanted. It's about knowing your vehicle is in the right hands. Throughout the buying experience here at Castle Rock Chevrolet, we're here for you. If you're ready to buy a new truck, come to Castle Rock. Auto Farm Castle Rock Chevrolet. We're a different kind of dealer.
MyLocalRadio.com is Southwest Wyoming and Northeast Utah's top website and the best source for local area news, weather, sports, and community events. And that's not all. MyLocalRadio.com features thousands of photographs of Wyoming and Utah high school events, from speech and drama competitions to local events, sports and activities, and much more. Check it out today and see what MyLocalRadio.com has for you.
What did one thirsty range cow say to the other? I'm utterly parched.
Thirsty livestock equals lower profits. Protect your profits now with high-quality cement troughs from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, Wyoming, a family-owned company serving ranchers across Wyoming and beyond for over 75 years. Before your profits go teats up from the thirst, contact Ellingford Brothers in Evanston. Increase the life of your trough and protect small-range animals with a critter ladder. Ellingford Brothers, Evanston. Welcome back to the halftime show. Again, our apologies on the camera issues in that first half. We're going to be looking through a window here in the second half, but I think that'll solve our problems on the video freezing. Milford leads 19-7 at the half on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. And we welcome you tuned in on KSL. I know we've had some issues with the internet streaming there as well. Some HTML and Flash errors, so certainly dealing with our share of problems today, as are the Kanab Cowboys, who fumbled the ball at their own, well, it was about their own 25-yard line. Colton Pomeranke scooped it up, returned it to the 10, and that set up a short field for for Milford. Their go-ahead touchdown was a run by Ty Neto to make it 12-7. They scored again on their next possession, as Bryson Barnes found Ty Neto for a 68-yard touchdown pass, and those big plays have been the difference in this game. The Tigers have scored on 2 60-plus yard passing plays. Barnes to Wright for 61 yards, Barnes to Neto for 68 yards. And then defensively, they have shut down Kanab's running game. Kanab has been fairly effective through the air, 11 of 21, 144 yards passing for Sam Orton. But on the ground, Kanab with just 2 yards. That's what I had, and I wanted to double check that with the guys keeping stats here for the state. 2 rushing yards for Kanab in that first half, and now they didn't run it a whole lot. They didn't attempt a lot of running plays, but the ones they did were just absolutely ineffective. So that's the story at this point in the game. 19-7, Milford on top. Looking for their first state championship since 1993. We'll take another timeout, and we'll be back. You're tuned in to 1A Utah Playoff Football presented by MyLocalRadio.com. Your truck works hard for you. Give it all the accessories it needs. Ellingford Brothers has the best accessories around. See them today for a wide variety of hitches, grill guards, and more for your truck. Ask them about a Line-X spray-on bed liner. It's specially formulated and very durable. Ellingford Brothers has quality products and affordable prices. Stop by their office today at 221 County Road. Ellingford Brothers. For your next construction project, count on the best. Ellingford Brothers in Evanston.
No matter what you need to have printed, Westar Printing is the place you want to have it done. Calendars, letterhead, envelopes, brochures, books, posters, vinyl banners, business forms, announcements, wedding invitations, and business cards are just a few examples. You can also have your favorite family photos printed on canvas or placed into a personalized family photo calendar. You will want to do business with Westar Printing. Stop in today. Westar Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston.
When it comes to parts and service, don't rely on anyone other than the team at Cash Honda Yamaha in Cache Valley. The professional mechanics and parts department team have the experience to help you with whatever you need. When you need to add a winch, get an extra belt or spark plugs, winterize, repair or replace tires, or have a rebuild, they can help. Whatever you need, gift ideas, parts, accessories, or a great mechanic, you'll find it all at Cache Honda Yamaha in between Logan and Smithfield on Highway 91.
If you or your friends are looking for a home or vacation home at beautiful Bear Lake, you don't have to wait any longer to live your dream. Bear Lake Realty has properties in every price range. Relax. Create memories for generations to come in your home or vacation home at one of the most beautiful lakes on earth. It all starts with a phone call. We will help you find the perfect home for you and your family. Call today, Gary McKee at Bear Lake Realty. 435-946-8888 or go to bearlakerealty.com.
We're back at the half with the Milford Tigers, number one team from the South. Leads 19-7 over the Kanab Cowboys when these teams met about a month ago. Kanab led late in the game, and of course the game went back and forth, but Milford scored late and held on to win in that game, 29-26. Early on, it looked like this game would be along those same lines. Teams scored early and fairly often. Milford, on their second possession, a 61-yard pass from Barnes to Stetson Wright, put the Tigers on the board. They led 6-0 after failing on the extra point attempt. Kanab, two possessions later, after forcing a 3-and-out for Milford, Kanab found Sam Orton found Parker Collins. It was a short pass, about an 8-10-yard pass, but Collins broke a tackle and sprinted down the sideline. Shows some good speed for a big man, tight end, and the Cowboys converted on their extra point. They led 7-6, but then Milford went. They picked up a first down on their next possession, but then were forced to punt. The Cowboys got it back and had a little bit of something going, but a fumble gave the Tigers the football. Pomeranke scooped up a loose fumble and took it back to the Kanab 10-yard line, where the Tiger offense did the rest from there. Ty Neto ran it in from 10 yards out, and that gave Milford the lead back, 12-7. They failed on the extra point. They went for two and failed on that one. And then to the next possession for Milford, it looked like it was going to be a 3-and-out after they'd been held back, or I guess they had picked up one first down, and then it was a second and long, and Bryson Barnes rolled to his right, threw it deep downfield, and found Ty Neto. 68 yards later, Neto crossed the goal line, made it 18-7 at that point. They kicked the extra point through, and Milford leads 19-7 at the half. Kanab has been in the red zone twice. They've been down inside the 20-yard line two times, and they are 0 for 2. Those both came in the closing seconds of that first half. Kanab got down to the 6, turned it over on downs. They got down to the 9, sacked, and then turned it over on downs back at the 16. Milford took a knee to finish out that first half. And for Kanab, it's been missed opportunities. Those two times inside the red zone. They've also got just 2 rushing yards in the game. Through the air, Sam Orton's been good. 12 of 22 for 143 yards with a touchdown, and he's been lucky. 2 or 3 of his passes could easily have been intercepted, but none have to this point. Bryson Barnes from Milford, boy, he's been excellent. I had him at 7 of 9. I must have missed one. The stats that I got have him 7 of 10 for 164 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Leading rushers, Ty Neto, by far. He's the only one with really anything to speak of. 8 carries, 44 yards, and nobody else has done anything on the ground. Bryson Barnes, 3 carries, 5 yards. As for Kanab, I mentioned just the 2 rushing yards as a team. And pretty much one-dimensional at this point. They've got Zach Brayton, 4 carries, 7 yards. Cody Stubbs, 1 carry, 2 yards. Tavenot, 1 for 0 yards. Wyatt Houston, 2 for 0 yards. That's just not the kind of run production that you're going to need to beat an offensive team like Milford. If you're going to try to keep up with them, you've got to find a way to pick up some yards on the ground and open things up a little bit for your passing offense. Today's broadcast is brought to you in part by Ellingford Brothers. This holiday season, we invite you to give the gift of a custom Line-X bed liner from Ellingford Brothers in Evanston, Wyoming. Gift certificates are available, and they have very competitive pricing and high-quality work. And this could be a very nice, maybe the best gift ever for the one in your family or your loved one who has a pickup truck. Get a Line-X bed liner. It's a custom bed liner. 307-789-1515. That's 789-1515. Or you can visit ellingfordbros.com. Our broadcast today is also brought to you by Bear Lake Realty. Visit bearlakerealty.com. If you're looking for real estate in the Bear Lake area, maybe a beachfront, room with a view, a secluded mountain retreat, any number of timeshare options to get your family up to Bear Lake any time of the year, maybe several times a year. Visit bearlakerealty.com or call them, Gary and Amber McKee in Garden City. Good folks. You can visit bearlakerealty.com. Well, the Milford Tigers this season have been incredibly balanced. They've thrown the ball 49.8% of the time, run it 50.2% of the time. And they've been successful with both. A little more yardage on the passing, 11 yards per attempt. And they are the second best offense in the state coming into this game at 39.4 points per game. Number 1 offense in the state was eliminated earlier today. The Parowan Rams scored just 14 points in a 27-14 loss against Duchesne. So Parowan is out, number 2 team from the south. Number 1 team from the north, Duchesne Eagles, back in the state championship game for a second consecutive year. And these 2 teams, of course, Milford number 1 from the south, Kanab number 3 from the south. Eliminated the North's number 2 team last week, Layton Christian, in a surprising way. 38-16 was the final score. Kanab beat Layton Christian last week. Kanab will kick off to start this second half. Milford will kick off to start this second half. It's a low line drive kick through the hands of one Cowboy, and then Parker Collins comes up, grabs it, tucks it, and gains about a yard or 2 out to the 37 or so. And that's where Kanab will take over, 1st and 10. Kanab, in the final 2 minutes of the first half, about the final 3 minutes of the first half, got down inside Milford's 20 2 times and could not get any points on the board. They'll take over 1st and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Sam Orton in the shotgun, trips to his left. Takes the snap, gives up the middle and a little bit of running room up the gut for Porter Johnson. And he's a running back that we saw a little bit of the last couple of years. He hasn't gotten as much action this season as some folks may have thought he would get. There's his first carry of the game, and it goes for almost 5 yards. Out to the 43. Orton in the shotgun, takes the snap, gives this time, I think it was Brayton, up the middle. A short gain. And Zach Brayton picks up a couple.
Stop made by number 14, Ryan Mayer, and number 67, Ike Keller.
A 3rd down and 3 for the Kanab offense. Thrown over the middle behind Marcus Fox, the intended receiver. We'll bring up a 4th down and short for the Kanab offense. So Kanab trailing 19-7, gets the ball to start the second half and goes a quick 3 and out. The punt is a high, shorter punt. Takes a Kanab bounce out toward the sideline and is down at the 19 of Milford. Short possession, just a minute and 28 seconds for the Tigers. Milford takes over from their own 19. Milford's big play offense has produced 2 touchdown passes of 60 yards or more already in this game. Pitch left side, Ty Neto drives across the 20, near the 25, still on his feet, out close to the 27. And you hear the Milford fan reaction to that running from Neto. Caden McDonald on the tackle. I have one more idea on this freezing issue that I want to try out here in a bit. 27-yard line, Neto gains 8. 1st and 10 on the left hash, or 2nd down and 2 rather. Neto gets the handoff again up the middle, not much room this time. Tripped up, may have gained a yard to the 28.
He's tackled by number 58, Jackson Giddings.
Jackson Giddings in on the tackle on a 1-yard gain. Out to the 52.
No gain, 3rd and 2 for the Tigers.
During the next timeout, we'll try switch things up. Just one more idea on trying to fix this video freezing issue. And again, our apologies on those issues if you're watching at home. Barnes gives left side. Neto has the first down across the 30. Still on his feet. Dives across the 35 out near the 36. Milford fans like that run. And it is spotted right at the 36. So Neto, we might need to try to get that fix going before the next time out. An 8-yard run puts him at 60 yards rushing. Barnes rolls to his right, being chased, heaves it out there and just threw it away. Pomeranke was in the area. So Barnes now 7 of 11 for 165 yards, 2 touchdowns, and no interceptions. Bring up a 2nd down and 10 for Milford from their own 36-yard line. Barnes looking at his wrist. Team looks at the sideline and they check their wristbands to get the play. Barnes calls for the snap from the loaded pistol, gives to Neto on a read option. And Ty picks up a few out near the 40, nope, the 39-yard line.
Ty Neto once again for the Tigers.
Neto with a short gain.
Tackled by number 84.
Out to the 39, that's 3 yards. Neto up to 63 yards on 12 carries in this ball game. Milford with a 3rd down and 7. Barnes in the shotgun, takes the snap, throws right, and he's got Pomeranke 1st down and more at the 50. Still on his feet to the Kanab 47. A 14-yard gain. Barnes now 8 of 12, 179 yards. Pomeranke with his first reception of the day. And that's rare. He's got 17 receptions, 292 yards this season. A 1st down for the Milford offense. Barnes under center. Neto 5 yards back, gets the handoff, starts left, goes back right, then up the middle, across the 45, inside the 40. Spun down to the 37. And that'll be close to a 1st down. That's actually at about the 38. A 9-yard gain for Neto. Puts him at 72 rushing yards in the game. And Milford, a little more methodical on this drive. Their 3 scoring drives in the first half were 3 plays, 5 plays, or 3 plays, 1 play, and 4 plays. This drive, already 7 plays old. 1 more play will be number 8. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Barnes in the shotgun. Low snap. He goes and gets it. Flushed out to his right. And looks like he'll try to run. He picks up the first down, lowered the shoulder, was hit late out of bounds. I don't see a flag coming down. Barnes gets down to the 36. He needed a 37, and he moves the chains. So a 2-yard gain for Barnes, who's got 4 carries for 7 yards in the ball game, but he's done a lot of damage with his arm. 8 of 12 for 179 yards today. A first down and 10 for Milford at the Kanab 34. I said a 2-yard gain. There was a 4-yard gain. Milford, Barnes in the shotgun, takes the snap, handoff to Neto going around the left side, breaks a tackle, 30 inside the 25, down near the 20, and that should be another first down for the Tigers. Neto running hard on this possession. Gets down to the 21-yard line. That's 13 more yards. Matches his biggest carry of the day. Is there a spot to plug this in over there? Milford. First and 10, trips out to the right side. Barnes takes the snap, pump fakes, now tucks it and runs. He's out to the left. Still on his feet inside the 15 to the 10. Finally driven hard out of bounds by the Kanab defense. I believe it was Tavin Ott on the tackle. Barnes picks up a good chunk of yardage. And I believe that'll be enough for a first down. Looks like they'll spot it at the 9-yard line. So that's 12 yards and a first down for Bryson Barnes. First and goal, Milford Tigers knocking on the door, leading 19-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Milford fans shouting touchdown, Tigers, touchdown. They'll try to make it a 3-score game. Barnes under center, takes the snap, gives to Neto up the middle, and crashing in from his defensive end position was Parker Collins, I believe, on the tackle. A short gain for Neto. Jackson Giddings on the stop, and 1 yard for Neto. Down to the 8, second down and goal. Tigers with the lead, 19-7. 6:34, time running down in the the third quarter. 2 receivers left, 2 in the backfield with with Barnes. Takes the snap, looks left, looks right, breaks a tackle as he tucks it and runs. He's got a straight arm to the 5, breaks a tackle, and he dives and somersaults into the end zone. Touchdown, Bryson Barnes. That was a tough run from a young sophomore who plays much more like at least a junior or a senior. 8-yard touchdown runs. Barnes with his 14th rushing touchdown of the season. And this one coming at a big moment in the state semifinals. And Montoya in to attempt the extra point. The kick is up, and this one looks straight down the middle. PAT is good, and the Tigers lead 26-7 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Well, a little more troubleshooting going on here. We continue to have some technical issues. Milford not having any offensive issues. They lead 26-7. That drive, 12 plays. Kanab takes the kickoff. Wyatt Houston weaves his way across the 30-35 out near the 40 before he's finally brought down. A nice return by Wyatt Houston, and Kanab needs a spark. 12 plays, 81 yards for Milford on that last drive. And boy, that was in Milford terms. Now, if you're talking Duchesne or Rich Rebels, that was a short drive, but 4 minutes and 27 seconds off the clock in Milford time. That is centuries of time possession. There's quick strike offense, and they did it with a slower, just methodical drive that last time. Orton steps back, looks to throw left. It's low and incomplete. Kanab will face a 2nd and 10 from their own 38-yard line. Cowboys put together one scoring drive They started near midfield at their own 49-yard line, and it was a short drive. 5 plays, 51 yards. Parker Collins caught a short pass from Sam Orton and took it the rest of the way for the 38-yard touchdown. Orton now 11 of 23 for 144 yards. He's in the shotgun, trips to his left. Ball, snap is low. It goes between his legs, and he just has to fall on it. And things not going well for Kanab at this point. Milford beat the Cowboys earlier this season, 29-26. But this one, the way things are going for the Cowboys, not looking good unless they can find a way to turn it around. A loss of 6 on that play. I think it goes in the books as a sack. And Kanab faces a 3rd down and, 16. Orton back to throw, setting up the screen. He just gets it away, and it's incomplete. The pass was intended for Zach Brayton, and he had a fair amount of green in front of him had he been able to make that catch. But Orton had to get rid of it a little quicker than he wanted to. It was off to Brayton's side, and to Brayton's credit, he gave a great effort to get there. Sam Orton started 10 of 16, 131 yards, but on his last 7 attempts, he's just 1 of those 7 for 13 yards. Some whistles and a timeout. Kanab Cowboys will take a quick timeout as well. You want a Utah playoff football on mylocalradio.com.
The best family vacations create lifelong memories. Schedule a family whitewater rafting trip today. Packages include your hotel room, transportation, whitewater rafting, and lunch in a native teepee. The Wind River Canyon is located on the Wind River Indian Reservation in Riverton, Wyoming, and is home to the Northern Arapaho and Eastern Shoshone tribes. Come and enjoy the waves, the breathtaking views of the oldest canyons in Wyoming. Call today the Wind River Hotel and Casino, where families play, stay, win. 866-657-1604.
Back at Stewart Stadium, campus of Weber State University. Semifinal football. Duchesne awaits the winner between Milford and Kanab. The Eagles beat the Rams of Parowan earlier today, 27-14. Kanab a 3-and-out on their first 2 possessions of this second half, and they punted away. A high, short, very short punt. Sails about 30 yards in the air. Hits a Milford Tiger on the back, but he turns and dives on it. And that's a fortunate break for Milford. Sometimes things just bounce your way, and that football bounced off the back of the Tigers just to the side. And I didn't see who that was. Might have been Chris Ike Keller that fell on it, but boy, whoever it was, it almost died on his shoulder pads and stayed close. That possession for Kanab, just 58 seconds long. Milford takes over on their own 41. Barnes takes the snap, fakes the handoff left side, and he's tripped up in the backfield. Lots of pressure in that backfield. And is that Marcus? I know, Cody Stubbs got back there in a hurry. Contained Barnes well, brought him down back at the 33-yard line. A loss of 7. I don't know if Barnes was going to roll out and try to run or roll out and throw. He's in the shotgun. Pressure comes. Quick throw out to Pomeranke at the 30. He's got the catch across the 35, but he's wrapped up and brought down. A flag flies in, and we may have a targeting or illegal helmet-to-helmet contact. After, it would be tacked on after the end of the play. So that was out to the 39, a 6-yard gain. Milford fans excited right now. As they say, targeting. Personal foul. That's just the 3rd penalty of the day against Kanab. 25 yards. Milford with 4 penalties, 55 yards. A couple of PIs and a pass interference, or a personal foul rather. Barnes 9 of 13 with that 6-yard gain. He's at 185 passing yards. A 15-yard penalty tacked on at the end of the play puts him at the 46 of Kanab. Ty Netto gets the handoff, room to run across the 40 inside the 35. And that's enough for a first down. That Milford crowd right here in front of us, very lively. The Kanab crowd across the stadium on the visitor side, not nearly as lively. Netto comes off the field limping a bit after a hard 11 yards. Puts him at 97 rushing yards in the game. He's at 809 this season, plus that 97. Some quick math. I'm not that quick. What's that? 906 rushing yards this season for Ty Netto. Stetson Wright in motion. He gets the little shovel pitch pass up in front and turns the corner for a couple to the 34.
And off to Stetson Wright.
Wright picks up, I'll give him one. He hasn't gotten a lot of carries this season, Stetson Wright. 2 carries, minus 10 yards before that one. 2 receivers right, 2 left. Barnes, the shotgun, pressure comes, he'll step up, away, gets away from one guy, but can't get away from the second. And he's brought down for a loss.
Barnes with the quarterback keeper.
Barnes. Pocket broke down. A loss of 4 on the play. And looks like Netto's okay, coming back into the game. Kanab certainly has put the pressure on Barnes at times in this game. That's the 5th sack, unofficially, for that Kanab defense. A 3rd down and 13. Pomeranke in motion, and Netto was lined up. It would look like a wildcat formation, but a flag flies, a delay of game. Will push Milford back a few more yards. Don't see a lot of delays of game. That's the second in this game we've seen. Kanab had a delay once, and now Milford with one. Push him back a few yards, and we may go see if Coach Marshall goes away from that wildcat offense. On a 3rd down now, instead of 13, a 3rd and 18. Milford backed up to the Kanab 43-yard line. But Netto is in the shotgun, and then Barnes nowhere to go. Oh, he's probably out wide on the right or left. Netto throws over the middle, and he's got his man at the 20. Cole Wilson down to the 15. Whether it's Barnes or Netto, the pass right on target. Wow, that's impressive. 4 receivers out on routes, and Cole Wilson makes just his 2nd catch of the day down to the 15-yard line.
First down, Milford. Out the Kanab, 15-yard
From the, that's a 20, let's see. My mind is blanking right now on the, from the 43 down to the 15. That's 10, 25, 28 yards. A whistle and a timeout, Milford, and we'll take one as well here in the 3rd quarter. Milford on top 26-7 and knocking on the door in the semifinals with 2:17 left in the 3rd. You're tuned in to 1A Utah Playoff Football presented by MyLocalRadio.com. If you're looking for live local sports, local news, weather, live classifieds, and free photo downloads, search no more. MyLocalRadio.com. And that improves Bryson Barnes' numbers to 11 of 16 for 208 yards. He throws out to the right, got Pomeranke, breaks a tackle at the 30, sidesteps one more man, outside again to the 35, 40 before he's finally brought down. Out to the 41-yard line. That's another 20 yards. Carter Jackson on the tackle. And Barnes continues to rack up the numbers. Pomeranke with his 2nd catch of the day at 34 receiving yards. Shotgun, loaded pistol with Netto behind Barnes. Ty gets the handoff up the middle, spins away from one tackle, back almost to the line of scrimmage.
Ty Netto, for the Tigers. Stop made by number 44.
Parker Collins on the tackle. A loss of 1. And if Kanab has any hope of getting back into this game, they're going to need 2 more of those right now. And then some quick scores. It's a tall task for a Kanab offense that has 7 points through the first 37 minutes of the game. Barnes fakes the handoff, runs to his right, getting away from pressure, and he'll step out of bounds. Smart move, leaps over the bench with a gain of 2 to the 42-yard line. I tell you, Barnes, every time I see him play, I'm more and more impressed by the fact that he's a sophomore and all the good things he does. I mean, even on that play, he gets away from pressure and then does the smart thing to avoid a hit, gets out of bounds, and keep himself safe. Plus, he gained 2 yards. Bring up a 3rd down and 9. Looks to the sideline. One of the coaches, offensive coordinator, looks like over there just fired up, saying, go, 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 let's run the play. Barnes takes the snap, throws out to his right, tipped by Collins. Deflected, incomplete, intended for Cole Wilson. And that was a rare pass where Barnes could have been picked off. If that's just a little bit lower, Collins maybe pulls it in. So for just about the 3rd time today, let's see, Milford punted 1, 2, 3 times in the first half. This will be their first punt of the second half, 4th punt of the day. Overall, though, their offense has been almost unstoppable. 12 of 18, 228 yards, 2 scores for Bryson Barnes through the air. Decent punt, bounces, and it's a Kanab bounce about the 31. Milford fields it right there at the 31, Jackson Davis. So Kanab from their own 31-yard line, 10 minutes, 20 seconds left to go. Cowboys trailing by 25 points. That's 4 scores. No way around that. Even if they converted 2-point conversions on 3 touchdowns, that's still only 24 points. 10:20 left to go. Kanab looking to get back to the state championship game. It would be a 3rd consecutive year if they can come back in this one. Orton takes the snap, fakes the throw, and then throws over the middle. He's got Tavin Ott at the 50, makes a move to the 40, down the sideline to the 30, 20, 10, 5, touchdown Tavin Ott, and that is what Kanab needed. No flags on the field. A 69-yard touchdown pass from Sam Orton, and that pass, boy, it looked like it was going to be intercepted, but it just made it past the defense of Milford.
74-yard touchdown catch.
And I said 69-yard. I was thinking the line of scrimmage was the 31. It was the 26.
Attempting the point after touchdown.
And it's a long touchdown pass, the 74 yards.
Number 32.
From Orton to Ott. Current quarterback to the previous quarterback. The kick is up and in from Carter Jackman, and the Cowboys get the quick strike they need. Trailing 32-14. We'll take a quick timeout. 10:07 left in the 4th on 1A Utah Playoff Football, presented by MyLocalRadio.com. When you're buying and selling real estate, you want to work with an agent that knows the area and understands property values. You want to work with an agent that listens to what you're looking for and knows how to find it for you. And it's important to know all of your options. That's why it's smart to work with the best. Gary McKee and the agents at Bear Lake Realty in Garden City, Utah, helping folks buy and sell real estate for over 25 years. When you work with Bear Lake Realty, you're working with the best. Visit BearLakeRealty.com today. Back at Stewart Stadium. And yeah, good question. My cameraman, Rob Leifson, asked, you do a onside kick at this point? It was a quick possession. 13 seconds for Kanab to score. They only need to do that 3 more times, plus get some stops on this Milford offense. They come up out of the huddle, and then they step back and then go back up again. Ball bounces around, but they can't quite get to it. Boy, That was a close, good opportunity for Kanab. Cowboys will send out the defense and hope it can do its job. Milford will start from their own 44-yard line.
Milford has possession, 1st and 10 on their own.
That reception by Tavin Ott, the biggest play of the day for Kanab, puts him at 96 receiving yards. Puts Sam Orton at 164 plus 74, 238 yards through the air. Ty Netto gets the handoff, starts up the middle, goes left, across midfield, still on his feet near a first down.
Ty Netto with the run for the Tigers. Stopped by number 52, Gallon Whiteside. Gain of 9, 2nd and 1.
9-yard gain for Netto. Nope, 10-yard gain. They'll spot it at the Kanab 46. That was just enough for a first down. Netto, I've got him at 109 rushing yards on 20 carries. Came in averaging 7 yards per carry. He's right at about 10, almost 11 yards per carry in this game. He's been very good. A couple of rushing touchdowns. 2 in the backfield with Barnes in the shotgun. Twin receivers right, 1 receiver wide left is Cole Wilson. Barnes takes the snap, running the option right side, springs free, tripped up and dives across the 40. Slides down about the 39, I think, is where they'll spot it.
Bryson Barnes for the Tigers. Down to the 44-yard line.
Barnes
2nd down and 3.
to the 39. It's a 7-yard gain. He's at 38 yards on 8 carries. Has 14 touchdowns this season, 1 today on the ground. And a couple of touchdowns through the air as well. He'll line up under center with 2 receivers left. Cole Wilson wide right. Netto, the deep back. Long time. Finally takes the snap, gives to Netto. Bounces around the left side. Bounces out further. Good block by Stetson Wright and Jackson Davis. And Netto will move the chains. Gets down to about the 33. That'll be another 6 yards for Ty Netto.
Also in on the stop, number 1, Wyatt Houston. A first down for the Tigers at the Kanab 33-yard line.
Boy, this one of the differences, one of the biggest differences in this game has been Milford's, just the sheer amount of plays they've run, and their running offense has had success. Ty Netto with 115 yards, Bryson Barnes another 38 yards on the ground. For the Cowboys, Kanab has right around 10 rushing yards in the ball game, and they just have not been able to sustain drives the way that Milford has. Timeout for the Tigers, 32-14, Milford on top. The winner awaits Milford unless Kanab can come up with a miracle. 4th quarter action. We'll be right back on mylocalradio.com as we present Utah 1A playoff football.
Whatever you need for your truck, the specialists at Ellingford Brothers in Evanston have you covered. Get everything from specially formulated, durable Line-X bed lines to trailer hitches that match any size load. Have it installed by the professionals. Light repairs and custom welding services are also available. So whether it's bed liners, hitches and 5th wheel hitches, headache racks, toolboxes, flatbeds, and utility trailers, have it built to fit by the professionals at Ellingford Brothers, 221 County Road in Evanston.
Back at Stewart Stadium, Ryan Steinekert here. Milford with a 32-14 lead. Duchesne beat Parowan earlier today, 27-14. And it's been almost all Tigers, especially here in this second half. Barnes down the left sideline, looking for his man deep in the end zone. Overthrew him incomplete. Marcus Fox on the coverage, slaps the ground, thinking, man, I should have had that ball. Milford scored first. Kanab answered and led 7-6, but that lead was short-lived as the Milford Tigers forced a fumble, took it back to the Kanab 10, and scored on the next play to make it 12-7. Milford scored once more in the first half, and they've extended that lead 32-14, holding on the offense on that last play. Milford Tigers with 7 penalties in the game. 85 yards. This one pushes them back to the 44. Ends up being an 11-yard loss and a first down and 22, first down and 21 coming up. Barnes in the shotgun, twins right, twins left. Neto behind him. Steps up, and he's going to tuck and run. Starts inside, bounces outside, follows blockers, still on his feet inside the 30. All the way down near the 25-yard line. And I'll tell you what, Bryson Barnes with great feet, great vision. A very good passer and a very good runner. Beat you with his legs, beat you with his arm, down to the 27-yard line. A 17-yard run.
2nd and 5 at the 27.
Puts Barnes at, let's see, 55 rushing yards in the game. And more importantly for the Tigers, brings up a 2nd down and short. If Milford can pick up another 1st down or 2, this one's all but over. Offset eye in the backfield. Barnes under center. Takes the snap, pitches right side. Neto trying to get around the edge, can't get there. He'll cut back and go the other way. Gets back to the line of scrimmage, and not much more. Good, disciplined assignment defense by Kanab. With everybody, with all the motion going to the right, it could have been easy for everybody to be on that side and Neto to cut it back for a big gain, but Kanab is there. They hold him to 2 yards, which will bring up a 3rd and 3. Milford at the Kanab 25-yard line. They need to get the 22 for a 1st down. 6.5 minutes left to go in this one. Tigers on top, 32-14. Milford looking to punch their ticket for a state championship berth against Duchesne next weekend at SUU on Saturday afternoon. Stetson Wright in motion, left to right. Barnes takes the snap, throws over the middle, quick slant, and it's in and out of the hands of Colton Pomeranke. Nope, Jackson, was it Colton? I believe it was Pomeranke out on the side there, the intended receiver. Milford faces a 4th down. Barnes 12 of 19, 228 yards. Came into the game with 2,396 passing yards. Puts him well over 2,600 yards for the season. 4th down and 3. Milford lined up to go for it. Trips to the right side, 1 receiver left. Barnes fakes the throw. He's flushed out of the pocket. Tucks, he's going to run, and he just lowers the shoulder and drives down to the 22. It'll be very close. The spot may determine whether it's Milford football continuing the drive or Kanab taking over on downs with 6 minutes, 11 seconds left to go. Milford says 1st down, and it is. You can tell by the crowd reaction, the Tiger fans right down below us. Bryson Barnes with a 3-yard gain. Got exactly what he needed to move the chains. And Milford leading by 18 points. That's 3 touchdowns. Has the football. Barnes fakes the pitch out to the right side, then runs to his right. He's chased down from behind. Milford again is going to cry for a horse collar tackle, and I think they'll get it this time. I believe it was John Sims on the tackle. Got a hold of Barnes' neck collar on the back and just drug him down. There's a flag down. Officials are discussing. Back at the 22-yard line, which is the line of scrimmage. If it's against Kanab, it would be just their 4th penalty of the ball game. It is a personal foul, horse collar tackle. Half the distance to the goal line, should put it at about the 11. And we'll give Kanab another 1st down. Or excuse me, give Milford another 1st down. Well, earlier today, Duchesne scored 21 points in the 1st half. Parowan scored 14 unanswered to start the 2nd half. It was 21-14, but then Duchesne scored once more, and Jaron Mortensen had 2 interceptions late in the game for Duchesne to keep Parowan out of the end zone and out of their ability to try and come back in that one. Bryson Barnes in the shotgun. Takes a low snap, throws out to his left. Stetson Wright with a leaping grab. He's into the end zone. Touchdown. And Milford with the exclamation point. 5:34 left to go. That will all but do it right there. We've still got another 5.5 minutes to finish this one out. But Bryson Barnes with another touchdown pass, his third of the day. Stetson Wright with his second touchdown receiving of the day. And if the name Wright sounds familiar to you, here's as the Tigers kick the extra point off the upright and no good. Stetson Wright is the son of world champion bronc rider Cody Wright. 5:34 left to go. We'll keep it right here as Milford leads 38-14. They've had trouble on their extra points. That won't be an issue in this game. But looking ahead to next week, it very well could be an issue, something they need to clean up for next week when they play Duchesne. They lost against the Eagles. That was at Duchesne, September 22nd, 21-12. That's that 12 points, by far the lowest output for Milford this season. The only other team to hold them to even 3 touchdowns was the Rich Rebels, 21-7, a win for Milford at Milford on September 15th. They've scored at least 4 touchdowns or more in every other game. They scored 29 on Kanab on October 6th, 28 against Rich last week. It's a Milford offense that scores and scores often. That last drive, 9 plays, started at their own 44, so 56 yards. Takes up almost 5 minutes of clock, and now they'll boot it away. So Kanab had struck quickly, but defense couldn't do its job. Return out to the 30. Ball pops out, and Milford may have it. They do. The Tigers recover the fumble on the kickoff return. And Milford just continues to get the ball bounce its way. Isaiah Montoya, I believe, is the man who fell on it. With 5:27 left to go. Been interesting in that first half. Kanab's scoring drives were 1:12, or Milford scoring drives were 1:12, 6 seconds, and about 1.5 minutes. Here in the second half, their scoring drives have been 4:27, 3:37, and 4:35. They've just been a different offense, just a lot more methodical. Give to Ty Neto, left side. He picks up 5 or 6 yards. Milford at the Kanab 38, and all the life of the Cowboys just about gone. Neto with 23 carries. That one nets him 5 yards. He'll come off to the sideline with a standing ovation from his Tiger faithful fans in the bleachers. Under 5 minutes to go. Barnes under center. Taking his time, takes the snap and gives to Andy Dominguez for a short gain, if anything.
Number 28, Andy Dominguez, the ball carrier.
Dominguez down to the 32, so a 1-yard gain. This season, Dominguez, 6 carries, make it 7 for 41 yards and a touchdown. Ty Neto's been the and just about only feature back, or the only back for Milford this year. 3rd down and 4, low snap. Barnes picks it up off the turf, runs to his left, lowers the shoulder, breaks a tackle, still on his feet, spins around, and he has the first down, or at least close to it. He may have stepped out at the 29. 4:09 left to go. Milford on top, 38-14. And Barnes moves the chains with the gain carry down to the 28. It's just what he needed again. That's the 2nd or 3rd time in this second half when Barnes knew what he needed and did just enough to get just that. A first down for Milford, which now just needs to run the clock. Finish this one out. Tigers haven't been to the state championship in a number of years. They last won it in 1993, a win over the Rich Rebels that year. Give to Dominguez off the right side. He makes one-man miss and dives across the 25 to the 24. Dominguez, a senior for the Tigers, picks up 4 yards. He's got to be loving his carries late in the game of the semifinals here at Stewart Stadium. Duchesne awaits. They're maybe out in the stands watching to see who they'd get for the championship game next week at SUU. That game will be at 1:30 p.m. Our pregame show will start about 1:20. A 10 or 15-minute pregame show. Pitch to Stetson right around the left side. Room to run. He's got a first down and more around the 15. Looks like they'll spot him down at the 14-yard line. That's about a 10-yard gain for Stetson Wright. His second carry of the day. Carter Jackman on the tackle. And Milford just doing what it needs to right now to continue to run that clock. I don't think at this point that Coach Marshall is worried about putting more points on the board. If you get in, you'll take it, obviously. Of course, all the starters pretty much still out there except for Ty Neto. Bryson Barnes up under center. Offset eye in the backfield. 2 receivers right, 1 out left. Long count, takes the snap, turns, gives to Dominguez. Ball pops out and squirts free, and the Cowboys have it at about the 17-yard line. Trouble in the exchange there. And Zach Brayton recovers the fumble. But it's going to be too little too late with 2:59 left to go in this ball game. Unless Kanab can do what they did on their last possession, which was a 74-yard touchdown pass from Sam Orton to Tavenot. And they would need that 4 or 5 times in the next 2 minutes and 59 seconds. From their own 18-yard line, a 1st and 10. Cowboys had made it to 2 consecutive state championship games. Orton throws deep down the right sideline for Collins. It's tipped by Wright, and Collins has to play defense, knocks it out incomplete. That's 30 pass attempts for Sam Orton, 238 yards. He's, let's see, 12, 13, 14, 15 of 30 for 238 yards and a pair of touchdowns. That stops the clock at 2:53. Kanab from their own 18, trailing 38-14. Can they come back in this one? Not likely, but we'll see. A hot pass over the middle, caught, and a broken tackle. Matt Glover up the middle of the field across the 45. It's, I think, just the second time that Glover's been targeted today. His first catch of the day is a big one, clear out to the 48-yard line. A 30-yard gain for Glover. For the Cowboys, that's a first down. Orton in the shotgun, looks to throw, rocks back and fires, and he's got Parker Collins for a first down to the 40 of Milford. 12-yard gain. Parker Collins, 6th reception of the day, 96 yards. First down, Cowboys. Time running down, 2 minutes, 20 seconds to go. 38-14, Milford on top. Orton throws a short one over the middle. Marcus Fox straight arms air for a few steps and then runs out of bounds to stop the clock. A short gain for Fox, but it stops the clock at the 38-yard line of Milford. Boy, Sam Orton at 282 yards. I don't know when the last time it was that I saw a 300-yard passing game for a 1A Utah quarterback. Pass over the middle. Tavenot is hit before the ball gets there. Easy call. 2 flags fly in. And this should give Kanab a first down. The pass was a bit above Ott's head. And just by way of information, we get so accustomed to NFL and college rules on pass interference where if the ball is uncatchable, it's not a pass interference. That rule does not apply. There's no uncatchable ball rule in high school football. So if that was in the area, it's a pass interference. That's 100 yards in penalties against Milford. Gives Kanab the football at the 23 of the Tigers. 2:07 left to go. Orton back to throw down the right sideline. He's got Collins, cuts in front of the defense, makes the grab in the end zone. Did he hold on? He did. Parker Collins with his second touchdown of the day. That's his 7th catch, puts him well over 100 receiving yards, puts Sam Orton over 300 passing yards. And if you hear numbers like that, you'd think more than 20 points on the board. But Kanab has got they've done nothing in their running game today. Here's the extra point attempt. It's a low line drive kick off to the left side, no good. So Kanab scores late. 38-20 is your score on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. We'll look for an onside kick when we return on 1A Utah Playoff Football on MyLocalRadio.com.
Business cards are a powerful and inexpensive way to promote the goods and services you offer. You can design your own cards or have the professionals at West Star Printing design your business cards. Now with same-day and next-day turnaround on all business card printing, you don't have to wait. Get your business cards today. Professional quality, inexpensive prices, and quick turnaround. Visit West Star Printing, 243 7th Street in Evanston, across from the library. West Star Printing, 307-789-5202.
This will be interesting to watch how Kanab handles this, what's surely to be an onside kick attempt. Kicking off is Cameron Fryer, of course, for Kanab. They're in the huddle. Fryer turns, approaches, backs off, and he backs up the full 10 yards to take that longer approach. Fryer approaches, whistles blow it dead beforehand though. And some chuckles from the Milford sideline. A delay of game, is that what we just had? If you're Kanab, that's maybe inconsequential. Fryer having a little discussion with the official, trying to figure out how the 25 or 30-second play clock went so quickly. That's just the 5th penalty of the game against Kanab. Parker Collins had that 23-yard touchdown catch, 119 receiving yards on 7 catches, 2 touchdowns. Sam Orton, 19 of 34, 3 touchdowns, and 305 yards through the air. By all counts for the Kanab offense, at least the passing offense, has been a great day. No interceptions thrown. They fumbled it a couple of times, but no interceptions. And now Fryer just approaches, boots it, and the Cowboys are right there to fall on it. Did they get it? That delay of game may have actually worked in their favor, and they did. The Cowboys have it with 1:58 left to go. Following the onside kick. Maybe Coach Orton playing head games with Coach Marshall. Kanab takes over. As they recover the onside kick, they'll be at their own 46-yard line. And we have some more big plays in the bag for the Kanab offense. Milford with 2.5 guys deep. I'm not sure exactly what they're doing. Cole Wilson is deep, and Ty Neto is deep. And Stetson Wright is playing deep. Shotgun, Orton steps back, looking to throw. Down the middle, he's got Ott through his hands and incomplete. Just through his outstretched hands.
Intended for number 7, Tavenot. Broken up by number 11, Jackson Davis. 2nd and 10.
Jackson Davis in on the coverage. Boy, there's still Kanab needs a couple more miracles at least. With 1:53 left to go, Milford leads 38-20 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Duchesne awaits. They beat Parowan earlier today, 27-14. Third time's a charm in getting that score right. Orton calls for the snap. Steps up away from the pressure. Now he's gonna tuck it and run. Can he get out of bounds and stop the clock? He can. Good little move to veer off and get out. He's very close, maybe does have a first down. Orton hasn't run a lot today, but that's a good carry of 10 yards and a first down. Also, he got out of bounds and stopped the clock. An 11-yard gain for Orton to the Milford 43-yard line. First and 10 Cowboys. 1:45 left to go. Trips right. Orton in the shotgun. A low snap. Pressure comes. He throws the screen and it's caught. And an immediate hit by Jackson Davis. Cody Stubbs made the catch. Not that he could have in any way possible known this, but would have been better for the Cowboys had he let that one through. His hands incomplete. As that was a loss of 2, plus it keeps the clock running. Orton looks right, looks over the middle. Now he throws to his release man, Cody Stubbs, at the 40 to the 30. Decides to not go out of bounds. Instead goes back to the middle of the field, gets down to about the 26. And that'll move the chains and stop the clock momentarily with 1:06 left to go. They'll spot that down at the 26-yard line. Well, Orton's, I imagine they'll just run a play here. Everybody's lined up, ready to go. Why spike it when you'd waste that down in time? Yep, Orton will just take the snap, throws it deep down the right sideline, looking for Collins, and Stetson Wright steps up and picks it off at the 1. And that will all but do it. Now, Milford, this will be interesting. They won't be able to just take a knee, but Stetson Wright with the interception. There wasn't a lot of chance or a lot of probability that Kanab would come back in this one. That's the first interception of the day for either quarterback, who've combined for 55 or 56 pass attempts. Barnes under center, takes the snap and just dives forward to his left, gains a yard. That'll give him a little breathing room. And does Kanab call a timeout here? We'll see. The Cowboys do take a timeout, and boy, trailing 38-20. Even if you scored twice and converted two-point conversions, you'd still be down by 2 points. So there's not much hope for the Cowboys, if any at all. Looks like Sam Orton, unless the Cowboys get it back again, 20 of 37, 3 touchdowns, 1 pick, 324 yards through the air. It's been a great day for the sophomore, and boy, sophomore quarterbacks for each of these teams have a lot to look forward to offensively in the coming years. 49 seconds left to go. Barnes picked up just a yard on that last carry, puts him at 62 yards on 12 carries. Ty Netto led the way on the ground for Milford. Barnes takes the snap, goes to his right and dives forward, 2 hands on the football, and gets back to the line of scrimmage. Kanab will take another, which I believe will be its final timeout. They'll spot the ball at the 2. No gain on that run for Barnes, who looks like he'll finish 13 of 20, 239 yards, 3 touchdowns. Another great day for Milford Tigers passing game, and Bryson Barnes, a sophomore. Add up the stats, he's got 27 touchdowns this season, just 4 interceptions, 14 rushing touchdowns. And he's accounted for, if you add his rushing and his passing together, including today's 300 yards of offense, he's at close to 3,000 yards of offense, passing and running, as a sophomore, Bryson Barnes. Tigers have to run another, probably have to run 2 more plays. Well, that'll be interesting, because one here By the time they run a 4th down play, they might have to actually punt it away one more time. Barnes takes a snap, drives forward, gets it out to about the 4, maybe the 5-yard line. And Milford will have to take one more snap before this game is finished. And where it's 4th down, I don't know if they just take a knee and let Kanab run one play from the 5. We'll see. Milford is going to win this one. It's 38-20. And the officials took their time to get that ball down, and that's going to do it. So the Milford Tigers with the win. 38-20 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Bryson Barnes finishes with 239 yards through the air, 3 touchdowns, 65 rushing yards. Ty Neto with 122 rushing yards and 2 scores. It greatly overshadows because of the team score. Milford winning 38-20, but that overshadows a great day from Sam Orton and Parker Collins. Orton for Kanab, 20 of 37, 324 yards, 3 touchdowns, just 1 interception. Parker Collins, 7 receptions, 119 yards, and 2 touchdowns. Plus Tavin Ott, 6 receptions, 96 yards, and a touchdown. Boy, we were treated today to a couple passing offenses that were very good. After the pound and ground of Duchesne and Parowan, it was the spread and high fly throwing offenses of Milford and Kanab. Duchesne with the win over Parowan this morning, or earlier this afternoon, 27-14. And Milford beats Kanab 38-20 on the MyLocalRadio.com scoreboard. Congratulations to the Tigers and to the Duchesne Eagles. Kanab just misses out on a 3rd consecutive state championship appearance. Milford back in it, looking for their first title since 1993. Eagles, the defending champs, so they're looking for the repeat, and Milford will look to avoid, to keep Duchesne from the repeat. Those teams met once earlier this year at Duchesne, and the Eagles won 21-12. But who knows what will happen next week at Southern Utah University. We've got the coverage here on MyLocalRadio.com. You can also watch on KSL and on DeseretNews.com. Pregame starts next Saturday afternoon at 1:15 from Cedar City, Utah, and Southern Utah University. I think that'll just about do it for us here from Stewart Stadium at the campus of Weber State University in Ogden, Utah. The Milford Tigers score first. Kanab led for a few minutes there in the first half, but the Tigers retook the lead at 12-7 and never looked back. Bryson Barnes finishes with 239 yards, 3 touchdowns through the air, 65 yards on the ground. Ty Neto with 122 rushing yards and 2 scores. And the Milford Tigers beat the Kanab Cowboys